Boom! Here's Kraken baseball time. And doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be going through 6 games, 2 against the Undefeated Blood Spirits, and then a 4-game set against the Coyotes. And then it's going to be all highlighted in this video. So hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully that ends up being cool. And yeah, let's just get into this then with what's going on here. We got Vinny Forrest versus Lance Fair. Nothing really to talk about in terms of sign and release. Nothing really to look at there. I have been looking at, would someone be a good addition that's currently out there? Like, what is the team lacking right now? And I don't really have a great answer. I mean, obviously there's the fact that we don't really have what you would call a full-time third baseman. Because right now we're playing a shortstop, Emmett Whitney there. So third base is an interesting component that we're looking at. Everything else is pretty okay there, though. Everything else I think is pretty decent. So let's have a quick look at what's out on the third baseman market. Maybe there's something to keep an eye on. I think most things are too expensive. And yeah, the 3 options here, Harold Giles, Terrence Foley, and Turtle Sandwalker. 2 of them would already be worse than Philip Ventura, who we have now. And I'm looking at Harold Giles. He's got that whiffer trait. Otherwise, he's not too bad, though. He's got a very good arm. Not a great glove. He's a pretty good hitter. Decent power, decent contact, has some speed. 31 years of age. But I don't think he's really the future guy we're looking for there. And then, I don't know, there's not really a lot else that really stands out as answering problems the team has. Maybe there's some pitching to look at. Maybe. But I think I really like the starting rotation that we have. And really, it's just kind of like we could use a long reliever. So like someone like a Jimmy Medina or a Ricardo Huber. But right now they're too expensive. But you know what? We're going to throw them onto our watch list. And if their contracts go down, maybe we look at that. Maybe we look at something in that regard. All right, let's get to the games then. Welcome to Blood Spirits versus Krakens. Game 1 of today's highlight stream. And this is an undefeated Blood Spirit team that's quite good. And quite scary. We'll see what we can do. Vinny Forrest on the hill. Vinny's been off to a rough start, but we'll see what he can do here early on. Ground ball to Coraline Cherry, and she makes the play. Out number 1. On the board, Ohio Jeffries stepping up. I don't know if there's any individual person on the Blood Spirit that has really been key to their success, but it does seem like they've had pretty good pitching. And, of course, our offense has been kind of a bit of a struggle bus. As Forrest picks up the strikeout there of Jeffries quite easily. Duarte. And Forrest, go do it himself. Fuck y'all. In the bottom half of the inning, Orbit Painter, kind of the guy who absolutely is the classic problem we have right now. He's a guy that we really need to start hitting the ball. And ends up with just tapper to first base, so that's not really at all useful. Korbin Hansen's another guy that's kind of in that struggle bus mode. We're up against Lance Fair, so that's going to be tough. Ground ball to third base. And out. 2 down just like that. Atlas Roach, the still weirdest part of this team, if we're being completely honest. It's very weird, because if it wasn't for his RBI dud, he would 100% be a guy we'd be building around. He has all the defensive skills, the offensive skills. Nice base hit up the middle there. Get a base runner on. At this point in the game, I also realized that they had a really terrible arm behind the plate. You look at the arm number there. Now, not that Atlas Roach can do anything with that, but, you know, stolen base is possible. Swell McLean, deep fly ball, right field. That baby is gone. You gotta love it. McLean going deep here. We'll get the numbers here. 399 feet. First home run of the season. She's had a weird season. A lot of hits, but not necessarily a lot of RBIs, obviously. First home run. It's early days yet. This is just the 5th game of the season. Rowan Hancock doing his thing. Honestly, the big question here right now is like we've got Roach functioning well. We got McLean. We got Hancock functioning pretty well. We got Coraline Jerry functioning pretty well. Problem is the rest of the lineup is not doing well. Bunny Bartlett comes into this game doing pretty well, but spoiler for this stream, we're not going to see much out of her this whole time, which leads to a bit of a problem there because, as you can see the strikeout there, she's been a big part of this team. Move down into the top of the 2nd here. Vinny Forrest still trying to do his thing against the Blood Spirit. And I'm hoping he can turn the season around because it's never a good feeling when the ace pitcher is struggling. And his first start of the season was not very good. It was probably the worst of the first time through the rotation, to be honest. Asher Schneider. Love that name. I don't know why the Schneider name is always kind of appeals to me. I don't know. Maybe it's I was a fan of Toronto Maple Leaf, well, multiple team guy, Matthew Schneider. Coraline Cherry can't make that play. Unfortunate. And that's also the other big thing we're talking about because, of course, Cherry has been one of our biggest offensive sources, and she's 42. If she retires next season, it's not going to be surprising. We're ready for it. Emmett Whitney's kind of probably going to move back to shortstop. Robin Ventura is a suitable third baseman. By the way, the AI does do what I do and gets picked off. Gets picked off trying to steal the base. So it's not just me, it's the AI too. And we end up with a 3-up, 3-down inning.
Now batting, the right fielder.
Skipping ahead to the top of the 4th, still 2-0 for the Krakens. And well, you know, if I skip over a couple of innings and suddenly we're pitching, bad things might be happening. And Ohio Jeffries sprays one into left field for a base hit. Leadoff single. Never great when that starts off with. Then we have Judah Duarte. Vinny Forrest on the hill, trying to get his thing done. And we'll see what he can do here. Pitch count is pretty good right now, so not necessarily a problem. Bad pickoff attempt, though. Ball 1. Duarte, not a great hitter. Not fantastic. Kind of low contact. Good power, though. Fouls that one off, and it continues to be a 1-2 pitching battle here between Forrest. And there's the problem. So Swell McLean's 2-run home run is answered by Duarte. I think his was definitely a lot deeper, too. Yeah, 400. Not that much different. 408 feet. It's only about 9 feet deeper. That ties the game at 2.
Now batting, the first
Wade
baseman,
Hansen, who's this first baseman who's, forcing another first baseman to play catcher. Honestly, this team is built a little bit weird with like 2 really good first basemen. I don't think that's something you can do in a National League style rule set where there's no designated hitter. I think that's a problem. Vinny Forrest trying to get something going here because he's allowed 2 runs. Now he's got a base runner on. Gets a lovely pop up there. Making the play, Rowan Hancock. Brings up Glover Barton.
The center fielder, number 15.
Again, not a spectacular offensive lineup here for the Blood Spirit. It's a team that does definitely feel like it's a pitching team. We're seeing one of their, on paper, best pitchers and off to a great start, Lance Fair. So, that's definitely something that's been going right for them.
The left fielder,
Ochoa. Nixon Ochoa. Like that name. And we'll see if Forrest can get out of the inning here without too much damage being done. Game is tied. His pitch count's still reasonable, though. Hopefully he can do some things. But there's problems because we're, No runs in the bottom half of the inning. We're back on the hill. And, well, it's a highlight package. You're seeing it. Something bad. Probably gonna happen. See what? Braden Farmer putting up a fight here. Ground ball. Atlas Roach makes the play. Doing okay. Here is the pitcher, by the way, Lance Fair. Actually a pretty good hitter. Good contact. No power. Absolute slap hitter. And not a lot of speed. So, I mean, I imagine he doesn't get a lot of hits, but he's not the automatic out that some pitchers are. Which is good. So, I mean, that makes him even more valuable as an ace pitcher, that you can get that kind of yardage out of him.
The catcher, number
Mathis at the plate.
25.
2 down. Wondering maybe if we did a good job this inning and Mathis hits that single there. Something bad is coming. I think I know what. Ohio Jeffrey's stepping in
Number 29.
against Vinny for 67 pitches in the 5th inning. Probably nearing the end of him. Depending on where we were at the batting order at this point. You'd be thinking about a pinch hitter right about now. And deep fly ball, center field, and gone. 4-2. Ohio Jeffrey's putting it down. 430 feet, longest hit of the day. 3rd home run of the season, 7 RBIs. Quality player. And then, you know, to make matters worse, you get Duarte right after that, who last time up went deep with a 2-run home run of his own. And at this point, the offense had pretty much been shut down. Like, we had that good first inning, and then really very, very little after that. And it gets worse here with that double. And again, it's not an offense that we have a great deal of confidence in, unfortunately, just because there's so many key pieces of it that are not really functioning right now. Corbin Hansen's not really functioning. You've got the issues with Orbit Painter that have been going on all season long. Emmett Whitney's not really in flow. We've got Bunny Bartlett struggling at the plate as well. So, rough times. Asher Schneider stepping in. But it's only 4-2. It's a 2-run game against the undefeated team. We're hanging in there. We're doing some things. We're doing some good stuff. But at this point, I'm wondering, you know, is Vinny Forrest ever going to be the quality starter that he's being paid to be? And that we were kind of counting on in the offseason, to be honest. And more runs coming in as the attempted steal there works out well. RBI base hit.
Now batting, the center fielder.
And then Glover Barton steps in. And first pitch lines it right at Corbin Hansen. We get out of the jam finally.
Now batting.
But we're back pitching again in the 6th inning. And if you haven't picked up a sort of idea here, it's never a good sign when I'm showing the pitching. Unless we get some awesome stuff, as Fats Precious by this time is in the game. So the pinch hitting is coming to play already.
Now batting, the third base.
Braden Palmer against Fats Precious. Precious has been really good to start the season. He's been great out of the bullpen along with Warren Middleman. They've been very good
Now batting,
out of the bullpen. We haven't seen Brady Highgarch yet. And Newt Pecorino's off to a rough start. So the bullpen itself, not necessarily high performing. And it's a weak point in our team, just on a rating level. And Fair is actually going to bunt a single here. That's embarrassing.
Now batting, the catcher, number 25.
Mathis steps in. I get a very weird leadoff scenario here with a catcher / first baseman leading off. This is a guy with all kinds of power. You can see the bars there. Great contact. And he's not slow, per se. But he doesn't have leadoff hitter speed. I do think that this game, the AI in this game has a bit of a weird, or at least contrary view to mine, as to who they want in the leadoff spot. Leadoff hitters have traditionally been high contact, high speed players. And a lot of teams haven't really done that. And I wonder if it's... I don't think it's that they lack them. Because, I mean, Jeffries here, for example, would be a more suitable leadoff hitter. Although not an ideal one either. A little bit lower on the contact. Can we turn that double play? We can't. 6-2. And that is the first run off of Fats Precious of the season. Love that name. I love the name of our bullpen in general. Fats Precious, Newt Pecorino. It's going to be fun names. Wonder if that's a reason for me to keep them in the offseason. All right. Emmett Whitney. Lance Fair. Come on, Whitney. Come through for us. Get something going here. 2-1 count from Fair. By the way, it is a bit weird that we have a guy named Fair who's going to be pitching game 2 of this series. I wonder if we should invent a narrative where they are brothers or something. You see the numbers there for Coraline Cherry. They've been pretty good. They've been really good. And that's it for Lance Fair. Cannon Burke. It's a good name. Double sup. Bring Bull Sasso into the game as a... basically as a pinch hitter, effectively. Get Nixon Ochoa out of there. Let's see what Coraline Cherry can do here. The veteran. I hope veteran, because she's in her 40s. One would think that's a veteran. Like, she's the Cal Ripken Jr. And I was doing this on the... oh, no. Get picked up. I was doing this on the stream. The Denver High was a Cal Ripken Jr. type player. Makes it worse when you get picked off stealing and the batter walks. I assume free. Yep, there we are. Dex from Trejo in off the bench. Our midseason signing that we had. Because I really felt we needed a good backup catcher. I think we overpaid. I think he's making something like $6.8 million. That is a bit much. We don't have a lot of surplus, which is hampering player development. But I also don't think it's a team that needs a lot of player development. I think the Iron Krakens, just based on how the roster was generated, age, skills, etc., it's kind of a win-now team. And hopefully we can do that as the season progresses. And Trejo joins it, draws a walk. Now, Trejo's been getting very little time because of how well Rowan Hancock's been playing. So in general, that's kind of hampered that. Double play there. They get out of the jam. Put this part in here because Brady Highgarch, this is our first look at our closing pitcher. He's not worked anything in the game yet. And I'm hoping he can deliver. And that strikeout's a good way to open up his season.
Now batting, the right fielder.
We'll see what he can keep going here in general. What he can do. I like him a lot. He's got good accuracy. He's got junk. He's got velocity. He's not amazing, not elite by any means, not overpowering at any point. But I want to see more of him. I want to see a fair bit more of him. And works to Mathis here, looking to get a 3-up, 3-down opening inning here for Brady Highgarch. Fouled off in 2-2. And Coraline Cherry, the trusted hand there. So, moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning here. Got a catcher change. Mathis out of the game. I assume they think he's not going to bat again, and it's really just a bat. Defensively, he's not great. Quick retirement there of our boy Emmett. Pardon me, Korbin Hansen. Atlas Roach, where he gets Cannon Burke, who's got a great numbers. So what we found from a lot of this bullpen is that outside of one guy, they've got great numbers. It's a really promising bullpen. And the Blood Spirits looking like they can maybe generate something. But a walk there for Atlas Roach. We are working a lot of walks, I will say. So that's nice that at least we can get base runners even when the averages and the hit counts are low. The power numbers are kind of low outside of Rowan Hancock as well. 1-2. McLean, foul ball into third base foul territory. Retired. Down to 1 out. But it is the man you want in the case of a 1 out scenario. Rowan Hancock. He's been amazing. Wild pitch. Just barely gets Roach over to second base. Wow. See what we can do here. 3 balls and 0 strikes. Has not found the strike zone. There you go. And the walk. So Ken and Burke having a struggling time out on the hill. Bunny Bartlett. You can see the average dropping stiffly for Bartlett. And actually there's an injury for Burke on the play. So Caden Brady, who also has great numbers. 0 ERA. 0 whip. Just the 1K though. And gets that third out. So some promisingness. They put up a couple more in the 9th inning over our boy Brady Highgarch. Not really anything nice to say about this game. And we move into game number 2. You can see we're playing Cason Hernandez in the outfield because of Bunny Bartlett's struggles. This was also an attempt by me to get some good base running on the bases. Because they had used the first baseman as a catcher in game 1. They're not doing that here. Unfortunately, I thought that would be a pattern. It's not, so the reason for putting Hernandez in the lineup is a little bit weaker. Maximiliano Fair on the hill. He's been good this season, but a bit of a rough start as Asher Schneider puts the base hit in play. Here is the aforementioned Jacob Mathis playing first base today. Was the catcher last game. And Fair in the game with really solid numbers. He had a great debut and instantly struggling here, so that's a little bit concerning. Duarte, who had one of the home runs last game, tied the game up at 2-2 if I recall correctly. Strike 2, 0-2. Come on, Fair. Let's get this rolling. We're very reliant on you right now to deliver with Vinny Forrest being off to a rough start. And honestly, Emeralties Dupol, who we're going to see here in Game 3, also has struggled. And I'm wondering how things are going to go. How things are going to go long term with this pitching staff, because it's on paper got all the skills we need. It's being paid like a top-ranked staff, and we kind of need it to be. We needed something other than Fair and Henley Shid, who you'll see next episode be kind of a big part of this team going forward. As Leland De La Rosa, we didn't see him in Game 1. So, interesting newcomer. Emmett Whitney makes the play. We get out of the jam. We don't give up a run. We go to our side of the play here in the bottom of the first. Orbit Painter. Still bad. I don't have much more to add to that. I think if there's one player who needs to turn their season around right now, it's Orbit Painter, and he gets a walk there. So, you know, that's about the best thing he's done since leading off a game this season. I mean, I know it's early days yet. This is the 6th game of the season, so what are you really going to do? But at the same time, it does feel like this needs to be better, and Korbin Hansen's not helping out as he almost grounds into a double play there. Brings up Atlas Roach. I've also got an idea, a second way of possibly doing this, which is kind of like the Jays in 30 thing, where I do a live commentary, but it gets chopped up into the appreciable points, as it were. So let me know in the comments below if that would be something you'd enjoy. Atlas Roach draws a walk, so 2 walks through 3 batters. Bad. Be nice if Swell McLean could add to her home run total in the first inning like she did in game 1, but unfortunately, at the same time, like, the first inning was the highlight offensively of our entire game. And I'm really kind of worried about that becoming any kind of a trend.
No, inside.
Well, McLean does not do good things. But that should remove the runner over. Although that runner... Well, no, that runner's Corbin Painter right now. Okay, never mind. I was going to say that's a bad runner, but no. That's Korbin Hansen, pardon me, who's at third base now. Come on, Rowan Hancock. You magnificent beast of a hitter, you. He's been phenomenal. Dominating the MVP voting right now. And he's going to keep it going that way. Scores Hansen. Surprised we didn't send Roach around. I know he's got bad speed and everything, but I would have probably tried for home plate. Especially given that the later part of this lineup has been so unimpressive. Got Emmett Whitney here, who has not been great. Draws a walk, though. But you do also have Coraline Cherry. He's hitting .333 with 5 RBIs. So, hopefully good things happen here. She's having a miraculous season. At least start to the season. I really didn't peg her as a big contributor for this team. And I want to say she's like 3rd on the team in RBIs. She picks up her 6th one there. Definitely behind Hancock. I think also behind Bunny Bartlett, who had a very good start. And then Cason Hernandez with the bases juiced.
That's high. Outside.
It's not how I would have built a team, but I do like how it's built. I mean, that's the reason I picked it. I would have, constantly rebuilt the team if I didn't, like it. Fortunately, Snyder makes a nice play there and cleans up the inning. So fast forward to the top of the 3rd. It's still 2-0. Maximiliano Fair is dominating right now. He's just trucking it, really. Actually, had a rough first inning. Came back in the 2nd inning with some good stuff. Still going strong here. Picks up the strikeout there. That was part of a 3-up, 3-down inning. Then we go to the bottom part of the 3rd. Atlas Roach, the big offensive part of the lineup, back up again. Roach, McLean, Hancock. Would love to see some good things happen. Roach draws a walk again. Had a lot of walks this game. Not really sure why. Looking at Bailey's numbers, I don't think he should be a huge walk guy, but he was definitely battling with finding the strike zone in this game. You can see the 50-plus pitch count in the 3rd inning. We'll be in the bullpen soon. Full count. And Swell McLean doing her best to make him throw a lot of pitches here. We're on what? And eventually we end up with the walk and the wild pitch. So, all kinds of problems. Hancock really does need a day off, but we've run into this weird run of left-handed starting pitching, which I don't want to play Daxton Trejo against. And on top of that, the lack of reliable offense makes me really not want to put him out there, or makes me really not want to take him out of the lineup. But he strikes out there. Brings up Emmett Whitney. No hits this inning, just walks. And Bailey's starting out again with the 2-walk thing here, or with the 2-ball performance here. Gets the strike zone there finally. 71 pitches through 3 innings. You got to be concerned if you're the manager for the team. And Whitney puts it through. Do we go home? We do not test. We do not test the arm in right field. Coraline Cherry. Aging vet. We get the job done here. Be nice. Bailey's got all kinds of problems right now. Flyer to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. Brings up Cason Hernandez, his second at-bat with the bases juiced. Didn't produce the first time. Can he produce this time? And Bailey again, not finding the strike zone much. I'd say he's on a 2 or 3 to 1 ratio right now, and walks in a run. So Hernandez gets a free RBI. Then you get the pitcher spot, and you don't want to take Fair out because he's having a great game. So you let him hit, and suddenly, maybe it's facing off against the pitcher, but we've got a little bit of accuracy from Bailey. Fair actually has really good speed, but not a very good hitter. Not a terrible hitter, but not a very good hitter. Move forward to the top of the 5th. Lyra Cook on the hill at this point. She worked an excellent 4th inning. And Swell McLean opens up with getting Oh no! Made base. Wow. I didn't think that was going to happen. I just edited this the other day. You'd think I would remember some of the stuff better, but apparently not, because I thought that was an out. Rowan Hancock looking to connect here, looking to make a connection, batting over 500. I know again that this is only the 6th game of the season, but that's still damn impressive to hit over 500 through a 6-game period. He draws the walk from Cook. And Whitney, who's having a pretty good day, walking a single. See if he can achieve his dreams. I want to say, like, back on opening day, he hit a 3-run home run to win the game or something for us. But since then, not much. It's been okay, but not much. Would like to see him on base a lot more because he's got good speed. He's got the stealer attribute. So he's the type of player that I'd like to see draw walks like that and create some havoc on the base pass. Coraline Cherry. Came up with the bases juice last time, couldn't get anything done, and ends up with a snazzy double play ball there. Cason Hernandez. This guy is coming up all the time with runners in scoring position. It's kind of ridiculous. It'd be nice if he had more than just 1 RBI in 3 attempts, though. Moving into the bottom of the 6th inning, Cook still on the hill. Facing Maximiliano Fair. He's on fire at this point. And you know what? He says, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And puts a little bloop single into right field to get on base. And again, he's got good speed. Orbit Painter. It pains me every time Orbit Painter steps up with that sub 100 batting average. Oh boy. What do you do? Anyways, gets a base hit there. Nice little flare into left field. Every little bit helps. Brings up Korbin Hansen. He's been bad. I think it's amplified it again. Painter and Hansen being both struggling, but Korbin Hansen, you know, he heard me. He heard me when I said some things. And decided, you know what, my first home run of the year, it's a little overdue. 378 feet, 3-run bomb. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-0 ball game. This was a tight game that I was kind of worried about, and that kind of broke it open a little bit. Move forward to the 7th. Big defensive stab for Korbin Hansen. He's doing his thing. And then comes up in the bottom half of the 8th inning, or bottom half of the 7th. Bases juiced. Big chance to drive another run in. Can he do it? The answer is yes. Just a little flare into right field, but RBI single for RBI day. Unfortunately, the second runner does get gunned out.
Now batting.
What about Atlas Roach? That RBI dud is so frustratingly confusing, but he comes through, says, fuck the RBI dud, I'm not going to panic. 2-run score. And at this point, we're at a blowout, 9-0.
The third baseman.
Getting revenge. We actually extended all the way to 14-0. And we go to the top of the 9th. Still Maximiliano Fair working the game. Looking to complete his complete game here. Pop up to get the first out. Very nice. Ohio Jeffries. Good part of the lineup.
Number 29.
You know, if anyone's going to give us troubles, it's the Jeffrieses and the
Right.
Mathises of the world in this lineup.
Head up. Outside.
2-2. I will say Fair does have a little bit of a walk tendency that I'm not sure I can figure out here. Like some of it was just that I think in both his starts he's been stretched a little bit, but at the same time I'd like to see that probably get a little better.
Now batting.
And the final out is now ex-stake Leland De La Rosa versus Fair. You see the flashing red velocity and stamina. Pitch count has not been terribly kind to him, but we get out of it. We get the complete game. We are the first team to beat the Blood Spirits. And it's a feel-good moment after how Game 1 went. Because Game 1 was a bit of a heartbreaker in this series. And it's good to see us getting back on track. Anyway, so big victory there. Fair goes the distance. Problem is still, you know, what does this team have outside of Fair? Put up 18 hits there, though. So, great work. Rowan Hancock and Korbin Hansen also in the 3 stars. We move on to face off with Ogie Knucklemore and the Coyotes. I just love that name. Orbit Painter, Korbin Hansen, Atlas Roach. Can we get something going here? We're up against a pitcher by the name of Fender Hess. Fender's got very low accuracy, but he is, again, a lefty. I swear we saw nothing but lefties. And it's kind of frustrating. Because our lineup is very much designed to hammer right-handers. Because we got a lot of left-handed batters. We got Korbin Hansen. We got Rowan Hancock. We got Daxton Trejo. Like, these are... And unfortunately, the backup situation is not great. Because Hansen's backup is Riker Farrell, who's a lefty. And then, of course, Hancock's backup is a lefty. It's Trejo. So, really, I want to see some right-handed pitching. I'm going to pop out early. Atlas Roach got his first RBIs. Last game. Hopefully, there's more to come. Hopefully. No, he's an RBI dud, but he's in the part of the lineup that really needs to produce. Takes it to the warning track, but unfortunately, not out of the park. Now we get to look at their team. MRT's Dupole on the hill. Lots of junk, lots of accuracy. Not great velocity. This outing, without being too spoilerish, honestly, I don't think references her terribly well. I mean, you saw the first 3 balls there, so there will be some struggles here. Hopefully it gets better. Her first start was not very good.
Number 10.
Trent Jeterson. Gotta love the name. Son of Derek Jeter.
Now batting the left.
Bodie Azevedo. Again, another case where Knucklemore, not a prototypical leadoff hitter. I'd imagine his speed's only in like the 50s or maybe 60s. Coraline Cherry. And again, showing that the AI does periodically do what I do. Gets caught in a pickle. And Dupole eventually applies the tag to retire Knucklemore. Ray Overley. A lot of power.
Number
Second baseman, not traditionally the massive power hitters necessarily of the team. I was looking up like records for most home runs for set by position, and second base tends to actually have some of the lowest. So, bit weird that this game has had a couple of pretty big power second basemen. Most notably, Matt Higginbottoms in the Mean Machine Stream Series.
The first baseman, number 25.
Chris Hayne. Good contact. Good power. Locked in. Prototypical first baseman. And Dupole, you can kind of already see what I was saying earlier. We get out of the inning, but we're talking like 20 pitches in the first inning. It's not great. We move forward. We did get a run in the second inning, but we move into the the top of 3 here. Wild pitch advances the runner here for Atlas Roach, ironically activating RBI dud. 1-1 from Fender Hess. It's so weird, the RBI dud. He's still a good hitter even when it's active. It's not the end of the world, but he pops up here. It's just bizarre. Anyway, still 1-0 at the top of the 4th. Swell McLean leading off against Fender Hess. Takes a whoa. Gets very flexible to avoid that's the ball at her head. Rowan Hancock hitting over 600. My lord and savior of the Krakens, Rowan Hancock. Deep fly ball, left field. That's gone. Thank you very much. 2-0. Hancock goes 385 feet for his 6th of the season. 6th in 7 games. 19 RBIs. It's amazing.
Now batting, the right fielder.
Got Bunny Bartlett, who is struggling, but back in the lineup. You see, she started over 300 in this episode and down to 222. Eats a beanball. So Fender Hess. We're talking about Dupole's issues. Fender Hess, a couple of his own. Another wild pitch. That's what, 2 in 2 innings? Ends up walking Emmett Whitney. Brings up Coraline Cherry. And she goes deep. And gone. The 42-year-old still got it. 370 feet, her 2nd of the season. 10 ribs for the shortstop. Fast forward to the bottom of the 5th. Dupole still on the hill. Runner on first for Ogie Knucklemore. And you can see Dupole similarly struggling. 70-plus pitches in the 5th inning. Not great. That one's perfectly located. And that'll break the shutout. Aggressive base running, and Knucklemore got himself an RBI double. Brings up Jeterson.
Number 10.
Dupole throwing a ball there. You know, up until this point, I was having faith in Dupole. I was worried about the pitch count. And we get lucky there. That was not a good throw by Orbit Painter. But we get it done. We go to the top of the 6th, or bottom of 6, with that lovely leadoff offering. Double to lead off the 6th inning. Problems at this point. Still 5-1. But at this point, I was hoping the AI would take Dupole out. They apparently weren't interested, despite the fact that she was up to in the 90s pitches at this point. Come on, guys. And ba-da-ba-ba-bum gets past Swell McLean. And a double for Dominic Karp. Another good name. I love this team's names. Had a relief pitcher coming up here, but obviously you're going to get a pinch hitter. Brings in Warren Middleman. He's been good. He's the young guy in the bullpen, 24 years of age. Well, that's a 2-run single. Actually ends up being a double. Another thing that the AI does that I also do, throw home and give up the double. Wild pitch, not helping us out at all. Suddenly it's a 5-4 ball game. We got out of the inning though. We were threatening and then hit into a double play. Fats Precious, our third pitcher of the game, gives up the long ball to Chris Hayne. Game tied. Bottom of the 9th inning. Dominic Karp stepping in. He's had a good day. Last out. And Precious get it done. Foul ball. Can we force extra innings? Ball 1. Deep fly ball. Left center field. My heart dropped at that moment. And it's a walk-off solo home run for Dominic Karp. 420 feet. Fats Precious blows it, although really I think the mismanagement with Dupole was the big problem here. And the Coyotes snatch one from the jaws of defeat. We were winning 5-0. 5-0. We wind up dropping this one 6-5 on a walk-off home run. Didn't get anything done after the 4th inning. Really didn't even really have much in the way of hits. Didn't really threaten much. Dupole wasn't bad on paper. She went way too deep, though. Coraline Cherry had a really good day. Well, and it'll be off to the game of the week next up. We'll have a look at the season standings and so on here. You can see we're rocking at 4-3. 3rd place in the division. Plenty of time left. Nothing to worry about. Coyotes moved to 4-3 with that, though. They tie us. See our quick stat breakdown there. There's a lot of problems there. Orbit Painter, Corbin Hansen kind of are highlighted as big problems. Coraline Cherry's been great. Bunny Bartlett's in a slump. The pitching's been kind of all over the place. And a couple of people we do have on our free agent list are currently getting cheaper. Ricardo Huber specifically. But Huber also losing some ability. Corbin Hansen picking up some additional stats there. Actually, a lot. 11 speed is pretty freaking huge. Now if we can just get him on base. Yeah. See me highlighting some statistical things here. Really should talk over this part when I'm recording it. It would make a lot more sense. I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to highlight at this point. But yeah, Henley Shid is going to start next game. It's going to be our game of the week type format where we watch the whole game. And Shid's pretty good. She had an amazing debut. And I'm hoping for more because she's a young prospective pitcher. You can see the problems there with some mojo issues, as well as at some point having to give Hancock a rest. We'll see what happens. Anyways, that is going to be all. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back next time.